You ever notice how in the comment section of videos, it usually turns into like a bloodbath, after a while? It starts off where you just reply to somebody or you just make a comment, and then somebody writes back and they write something, kind of cutting, and then, that kind of irritates you a little bit, and so you just, you write back. Somebody writes back and they say something back that's like, hey, what'd you mean by that? Or, or they just assume something, and then the person writes back, and then they say something, and then it gets worse, and then people are all mad at each other, and a lot of times, the original comment didn't even necessarily mean anything bad. It wasn't like, somebody was writing in anger or responding in anger, but then the other person takes it wrong, so the next thing you know, you find yourself getting all bummed out about it, and real frustrated, and you're just weeping and crying and beating your keyboard, and you find yourself going back to the keyboard and just getting too involved in the whole thing that you didn't mean to be any kind of trouble in the first place. And oh great, the little GIF is frozen here. It's totally stopped. I can see that this animated GIF that normally takes about 15 seconds at the most to go by is going to take us like 30 minutes here with this glitchiness. Okay, so anyways, you get my point, you see? And people get all mad at each other, and they're back and forth and all this and that. And it's like this kind of comment here. Well, one of my kids wrote to somebody on eBay and just plain asked him a simple question and said, hey, I noticed it says in your auction that, well, I'll show you the comment if my super glitchy computer ever gets there. I was just wondering why the estimated delivery isn't until the end of the month. Thanks. The other person wrote back and wrote, I'm not sure why I received a message from you that you haven't received your item yet. You paid for it this morning. My auctions clearly state all of my policies, including shipping. Your item was shipped this morning only because my daughter was here in town to help me. I have a serious illness which is also mentioned on all the listings. I promised to ship within 10 days, and I use economy shipping, parcel post. The auction clearly stated that you should receive your item in 12 to 18 days. Fortunately for you, the doll was shipped priority because you live so close to me. You get your doll by Tuesday. So my daughter was quite humored by that because she didn't mean to get anybody upset. And that's the way it came across. And so, fortunately my daughter didn't then react. As this guy, who's still stuck in this position, but who's still battering away at the keys, still in that internet fight. The exciting conclusion to this animated GIF is coming. Well, you see a little bit of red there forming there in the lower right-hand portion of your screen. Let's get back to this guy in just moments here. But here's a way, maybe my kid misread this, just as we think she misread. I mean, obviously the woman did misread some of this here because, there's no reason for a huge explanation of all this stuff about illnesses and everything, But maybe she wrote it this way. I'm not sure why I received a message from you that you haven't received your item yet. You paid for it this morning. All my auctions clearly state that all of my policies, including shipping. Your item was shipped this morning only because my daughter was in town to help me. I have a serious illness, which is also mentioned in all my listings. I promised to ship within 10 days, and I use economy shipping, parcel post. The auction clearly states that you would receive your item in 12 to 18 days. Fortunately for you, the doll was shipped priority because you live so close to me. You should get your doll by Tuesday. That sounds much more pleasant, doesn't it? Maybe that's how the lady meant it. But nonetheless, back here on YouTube, in the comment sections, there's often quite, commentary that's left, and before you know it, it's as I say, a bloodbath. People are fighting it about, back and forth, with each blow of the keys. More trouble, more trouble. My sound effects would go so much better with it if the computer could just keep up with it. This gets more gruesome too. I don't know how to direct you to such a GIF, but I mean to tell you, it's drama. Drama in the black and whitest of senses. Oh, and red, too. What's black and white and red all over? Well, in the good old days of little kitty jokes, it was a newspaper. Or maybe a skunk alongside the road. But in this day and age, it's internet gifs that are angry. And what's this guy gonna do? He's got no arms. What's he gonna do? He's got no arms to reply. Why, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll tell you right now. I am gonna take my head, and I'm going to talk back to this person with my head and my keyboard, and I'm going to take another blow at the keyboard with my head. And at this pace, we'll actually, be here from now until the end of time. So, as I mentioned, this internet GIF is not for the children. It's too bloody and gruesome. It has been deemed by the rating system of America PG-17. So you can understand how gruesome it can get here. But I just wish I could show it to you, but this thing's too slow. And if you could see it right now, you'd see the beach ball of death spinning on my Macintosh. So we're going to call this a pleasant adieu. If you want to go visit the GIF itself, not to help promote more nonsense in the world, but here's the link, all right? Go check out the excitement.